Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sensibly Cynical podcast. My name is Sean, and today's guest is Bunny Stewart. She is a model and actress who has been in countless roles, both TV and film. Also, she was a 2019 Maxim cover girl semi-finalist. This is definitely a classic interview. Enjoy. All right, ladies and germs. Joining me now, she is model and actress Bunny Stewart. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy Mardi Gras, you know?
Yeah, happy Mardi Gras.
So you're Sacramento, right?
Yes, Sacramento. Not born and raised, but Sacramento, capital of California. I think people forget that it's the capital of California sometimes.
Yeah. I won't tell you what's in this drink, Bunny. But
what is it? What is it?
It's called rum chata. You know what rum chata is?
No.
It's basically like a really it's an alcoholic like creamer.
Oh my gosh.
Just imagine having like a coffee creamer on like steroids.
Oh my God.
That's what, I put that shit in my coffee, so I'm really hyped for this. I'm drinking like coffee on steroids right now. So you got a long and kind of illustrious career. How'd you get started? What started first, modeling or acting? Talk from the beginning. How'd you get into all this mess?
It is a mess. This is a hot mess, but it's so fun. So yeah, basically I started doing promotional modeling, and that was so fun that it just branched out into other like I've always acted and modeled. So in high school I did theater, and I love theater. But film is a lot easier to do, film and television, because you memorize your script and then you go and you do it and then you're done. But theater, it's like it takes a lot of time. So it's actually easier to do film than it is theater. So that's kind of why I've done a lot of film lately. And it started out full-time a while ago when I was a makeup artist for a production, and they were like, hey, why don't you audition to play this boxer? And that was I think the one that you're talking about, where it's just fighting.
Yeah. What is it? Predatory Lender? Is that it? Predatory Lender?
Predatory Lender. That's what started it all.
When was that? When did that come out? Because I saw a little clip of it on YouTube.
I do not even remember.
You were like punching. I saw the clip I saw was you punching somebody, and then she was hitting on some guy or something.
Yeah. So she and Johnny, my man on screen for that, had a thing going apparently, and I didn't like that too much. So just I liked her a lot, but just had to punch her in the face.
Yes. So talk about that movie. It was a large cast. I saw a lot of people.
Yeah, that is really fun. A lot of the independent films around here, it takes an army to make it, and we all have these different seats. I'm a makeup artist, but then I'll also help with wardrobe, and then I'll also act in it, and then most recently I'm doing an associate producer, which I'm really excited about. So getting on the other side of movies, but so it's super fun with that whole gang, because they use a lot of people from the area, and it's almost like they try to give everyone roles, and so people really have a shine.
So basically, how'd you get into that specific role? Is it who you know? Did you get tryouts? Talk about the process on getting all these roles.
A lot of it is referral, and that particular one was crazy because I was doing makeup for it, and I don't remember how I got referred for makeup. I think one of my friends referred me for makeup, and then I was there, and then they were like, well, actually we have a role that we think you'd be great at. And it was so crazy. I was running late to the audition, and I ran late, and I got hit so hard. I broke 3 ribs.
What?
Yeah. So I broke 3 ribs, and it's I didn't call emergency right when it happened. The first people the audition people, I was I don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
So, and it was just amazing. like those people, they turned into my family, like just friends and family. I just love them. And they held the role for me. So they waited long enough out so that my ribs healed enough so I could like throw some punches.
Yeah, like you had like your own personal trainer on the set.
Yeah, actually, his name was Marcus, and he owned a gym around here. But yeah, he's like an award-winning featherweight boxer, and I got some.
Oh yeah,
that's what is so fun about doing these movies and shows. I get the training and you get to try to be all of these different, professions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's go back and let's go back a little bit. What was your first ever role?
Oh, my first ever role? Like, do you mean in high school? Like
I mean like in some sort of film, like either a short film, some sort of film with the director. You remember your first time on set?
Yes. My first time on set was actually in this little college movie. And this guy in my class who I never really talked to came up. He was like, I'm making this film noir, and I was wondering if you could be in it. And I was like, sure. Because I always say before I know what I'm agreeing to, because life is really exciting that way. But so I played this girl who watches someone get mugged, and it shows like your face, like it just showed my eyes. And goes like that. And
right.
like, and then you think that she's going to go in and help this guy when he's like laying there. But instead I went in there and patted him down and stole his wallet.
So what came first though? Was that before modeling, or did modeling lead to acting?
They both usually, actually acting came first. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So talk about your journey into modeling.
My journey into modeling, I am really petite. So, I'm a better actor than I am a model. Cause you know how like people on screen, you know how Tom Cruise is really little, but he looks really big.
But he does his own fucking stunts.
Dude, I know.
Anyways, continue.
So I'm kind of little like that. So, my modeling things, oh my gosh, it was so funny. One of the most recent shoots that I did, I was shooting for a designer, and so he brought clothes to fit me, and he brought clothes to fit the other model, who actually was like almost, I don't know, 6 feet tall. And me in the foreground, like I was standing like right here, and she was like standing there, and he looked like they had to fit differently to make us look like we were the same size. Right. But it's cool that they know how to do that. You know what I mean? Magic.
Yeah, like we were saying, the power of editing. If you want it to happen, you can make it happen. You just need a little bit of tricks.
Yeah, totally.
No, so you got any funny moments on your time on set, Abduction of Jane? I saw that YouTube, right? It's a YouTube movie?
Yeah. Oh my God. You want to talk about, well, this is straight up crazy. Okay, get this. So the director was like also playing the role, and he was like, when you hit me, I want it to be real. And I was like, oh no, you don't want that, because you have to shoot it. Especially with independent films, you're only working with like maybe 1 or 2 cameras. So you have to shoot it from this angle, and then you have to shoot it again from this angle. And then if something happens, you have to shoot it again and shoot it again. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, this is my movie. I want it to be real. Okay. He's the director, right?
Right. Sure.
The director is like God on set,
it's the one with the money paying you.
Yeah. He's the one. They're the one like whose artistic vision it is that we're there to fulfill. And so he said, okay. I said, okay. Oh my God. All right. Well, I'm just going to hit him for real. And, I slapped the glasses off of his face. I slapped him. I slapped the girl by mistake. I slapped the lens out of his And he didn't tell me this because I was already kind of like messed up over that, because I'm like a really peaceful person. The last thing that I want is hurt anybody. And he told me about 3 months later that I actually knocked a tooth loose out of his head.
You don't play in that, did you? You didn't play.
Oh yeah, no. So I worked out a lot. So yeah, he told me months later, he's like, you actually knocked one of my teeth loose. And I was like,
my bad.
I'm so glad that he didn't tell me that, because like we had a party film right after that, and I was so messed up over like hurting it, because it's like he was like, it's okay, but I could tell it was hurting, and it's just like I tried to make it like look more, look real, but like not so much power. But
right, kind of like the fake wrestling type hit. You want to make it look like you're hitting it, but not really.
Yeah, and I think that maybe going forward, he might take suggestions of like just faking it.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. Is that? I've heard that one somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that one time or two. Talk about how hard of a schedule it is. What's the schedule like on a standard day on set?
Well, like a standard day, let's see. It's long days. But it's also like feast or famine, just meaning like there's a lot of work and it's all at once. Like I worked on 3 sets in 2 weeks. So I would leave one set and go to another set. And in between there, like on the days off, I would film on this other one. But then there's times when there's just absolutely nothing going on. So then I get really lazy and I'm like, wow, this is nice, So it's nice because, I can like save my energy up for those times when it's just like, you got to go.
Mm-hmm. Is it true that you need to keep physical stamina during these movies? I mean, if you're not up for the grind of it, you'll get left behind, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And someone's always there to replace you just like that. So, a lot of just being popular on a film set and being like a sought after, actor or makeup artist on a film set is just knowing the etiquette. And so, you're just never late. You never cancel on a shoot. Like you basically have to be like, for it to be okay to cancel on a shoot, you just have to be like throwing up in the middle of the take.
Right. Like legit flu or something.
Yeah. Like, or so wildly contagious that, nobody wants to be around you. That's really, because like once they get that shoot date in, there are some people that you have to count on to be there at the same day. So it's like, it's not, in those days when you don't feel like, you don't have that mojo or whatever for whatever character, you just got to get there.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how I feel. I'm that person when I go there, I've got to
be. You're getting compensated. So you need to do what it takes to get the job done. So you get called back again, especially because these are independent films, right? So, I mean, they take what they can get, right? When it comes to time management, because money uses the budget on these things. Yeah. the budget. And then, do you have a sports background or athletic background? You can't just be doing these things without some sort of athletic background.
I think I'm just naturally athletic, but I mostly like dance. I like all dance. Yeah, I was on dance team, and I'm playing a cheerleading coach in an upcoming film called Diary of the Underdogs. So that's going to be fun. Now I've got to figure out how to do that, right?
Is it like a YouTube, or what's it going to be on? Do you know how it's going to get released?
It's a feature film and we're shooting it right now. We've already got like about 4 shoot days underway, and it's shooting in the next couple of months.
That's exciting.
It is really exciting. And that's an associate producer on. So I can't wait to see.
Making that money.
This director has had success with distribution. So I know that, sometimes it's like, you never know what these projects are gonna get hung up on. Like it can take years in post-production. I worked on this one, Notorious Nick. I played a ring girl, and it was in post-production. Have you heard of Notorious Nick?
No,
So
sorry. I can't say I have. Can't say I have.
Really cool. I haven't heard of most things, but okay. So it's a true story based on like a one-armed fighter, and the actor that played Nick had two arms, and so they had to wrap it. But then, like the cage around the fighting arena,
right?
The green screen. It was really hard for post-production to figure out how to make his arm, how to make it look realistic. So, and that took like 4 years, and that finally got released recently.
Oh, yeah. See, the thing about these things is now it's not like it was back in the day. Now you have all these premium services. Like, you know what I mean? Like Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus.
Totally. Yeah, Apple TV.
What's your thoughts on on how movies are getting streamed now? What's your thoughts on all that process?
Well, I like it because it makes it accessible to a lot of people. And actually there's so many more different ways that you can get distribution and get paid now. So I think as a whole, it's a good thing for the industry as far as like, especially independent films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's transfer over to your modeling career. I see here you were a semi-finalist for Maxim. Talk about how did that? What's the story behind that?
So let's see, how did that happen? It was relentless self-promotion where I just was like, okay, I'm gonna put my big head on the screen and like ask for more votes. So it was one of those things. It was like one of those like because the money went to homeless veterans who I actually have like a real passion for helping. It's like they helped us, let's support them. So it's like Maxim had a charity that I believed in, which made it a lot easier because I just get sick of my face sometimes.
That blonde, blonde hair. To get tired of that too.
Yeah. I used to I have to kind of stick with it because if I was to change from blonde to whatever, I would have to get new headshots. I would have to.
So who was you had your own photographer and everything like that, and you sent them in?
Yeah, the main photograph that I used for that one was shot by Richard Ty West. He is a really good photographer here in the area, and I love his work. I love shooting with him. We actually have a shoot coming up in the next couple of weeks. We just have to nail down a date. But he is such a talented photographer. Check him out if you can.
So do you got any funny stories to share, either on set or in a photo shoot?
Oh, so many fun stories. It's the most fun when I'm working with other models or, my friends or something, because there's just so many things that happen behind the scenes that you're like, what the hell? Like, did that actually happen? Okay, you saw that, so you know that it happened.
Just like innocent stuff that they think they're not being seen, but they're being seen.
Just like, innocent and, just a lot of costume malfunction.
Oh.
And you just have to going. You have to keep on going no matter what happens. But so I guess one funny example would be this underwater shoot. Have you ever seen any underwater shoots?
No, I've seen like Aquaman and but does that count? No, but no. Give me an example. Like, tell me about it. What happened?
So the photographer actually goes underneath the water. So he will grab a sandbag or something to weigh him down so he can be down there at the bottom of the pool ready with his camera. When I take a deep breath, plunge down and try to get in some kind of interesting pose that will translate well under the water, because then it's just under the water modeling is completely different as well. So anyway, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this cowboy look, right? So I had this unicorn on a stick, you know, those horse things that you ride, like the little kids ride around.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I know, right? Head on a stick. I had a unicorn horse head on one of those, and I was like, I'm gonna do a cowboy theme. So I put my cowboys on. I had a cowboy hat. I had like this little cowgirl outfit, and I plunged down in the pool and tried to get down as deep as I can, and then just like look like I'm holding my hat, riding this this unicorn with my boots on. It was awkward as hell. But it was fun, you know. It's stuff like that like keeps me coming back. You just never know what's been.
And it's the stuff like that you know, it's just it's the good times that you miss, you know what I mean? Like the grind is one thing, but you're like, oh man, it was like 1 month of my time every day doing this. But then you think about the good times and it makes it all worth it, right? Kind of similar with podcasting is I'll look forward to an episode like this one, and then it'll be like, oh, it'll be posted and everything like that, and it's like, well, this was one of my best episodes ever, you know. Took some work getting things done, but yeah, everything in life, you know, is anything good, you know, you got to put work in to get it, right? Do you believe in that?
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. And a lot of people are like, they might think it's pretty easy, but it's a lot. You have to really have a passion and a love for it, probably like how you have a passion and a love for your podcast, and to make it worth it, because someone's just in it for like the fame or the money, that isn't gonna happen.
right
yeah,
because because either they get tired of it and they get the money and run, or you know, as soon as something bad goes down, they're like, oh, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah, or they just underestimate the amount and type of work, of mental you know, toughness that it takes.
I've seen a podcast where they put a lot of effort into promoting, and then when it's showtime, they underestimate how much work editing and uploading, and you got to get the RSS feed to Apple, Pandora. You know, there's so many podcatchers now.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
Spotify.
You nailed it.
Amazon's getting into podcasts now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting, but when people ask me for advice, like what's the first thing, because I've been podcasting for, I don't know, 5 years now. So when it's like, when people ask me what's the first thing you do when you make a new podcast, get it on iTunes as quick as possible. Like iTunes, if it's not in iTunes within the first week, it won't make it, because iTunes, what Apple does is they branch their RSS feed to the minor ones. So, you know, you could create a podcast, Bunny.
I actually had a podcast for a while.
You did?
Yeah, it was with a couple of my friends, actually the director of that movie Predatory Lender, and then really cool guy down in LA. His name's Johnny Vegas Namer. He's a lacrosse player, like a famous lacrosse player. And we had a podcast where we would just interview different people, kind of the same, you know, but yours is cooler because like ours was just audio. So it's cool that you've got like the visual as well.
What's the hardest thing about acting? Like, what's in your opinion, what's the hardest thing about it?
So I love the job. I have passion for it, and it's like the crazy in me has to get out, so I have to do it, right? That's where I put my crazy in acting. And but if you're really, the hard part is chasing the work, because unless you're lucky and you get on a show like Judge Judy, like Petrie Bird was playing the bailiff, where it's like he had it, you know, unless you hit a sitcom that is constantly, you know, filming on a set schedule, you're always facing the next hustle. So you're always looking for your next job. There's never a day when I'm just like when I don't have my eyes open to like new opportunities and stuff. And that can get grueling. Like I can get tired of the hustle sometimes, but
is it hard not to like, not saying you personally, but sometimes it's like you get double scheduling where you get like people, two directors offering you a movie like at the same time, and you got to pick one?
Yeah, but the rule is like whatever you choose first, you have to stick with that, because a lot of it's just about they need to know that they can count on you. So your word, your name is your brand. Like you get a reputation for chucking like one production for one that say maybe pays better, you're going to get a really bad reputation. People aren't going to want to have you on their set. They never know when you're going to throw them under the bus. So it's like finish whatever production you take on first, regardless of the other offers. But sometimes it's really hard too, because they'll say, okay, we're filming around these dates. And then you've got that role until like the day before. And then you're like, I'm sorry, I booked it out because it wasn't a confirmed booking.
Yeah. And what about the most rewarding part of it?
Okay, so the creative energy on a film set, working with all of these creative people, it's cathartic. I never knew where I fit in until I found myself, on a film set, with a theater crew, because the amount of energy and creativity that it takes, everyone brings their own skill set to the set, and then they all add the chemistry, because you never know. You could practice your lines and just have them down, but you never know how that scene is going to turn out until your scene partner is there with you and you guys are like feeding off each other. So it's just like, it's pure chemistry, and all of these other creative people capture it on film.
Yeah. What do you say to people that are struggling to make it in the business? What do you say to them? Like,
you gotta love it. You can't, I would say get a job that allows you flexibility. Like a lot of actors that I know, they just work, as a waitress. They work as a bottle girl or something. They have a source of income that's flexible. Let them have time off that, they can take roles on, but will also provide a sustainable income. So find a job where you can do that. I mean, I don't know, maybe even Instacart. I think I might be doing that.
I see you did a short film. Was it Afternoon Delight? What are the differences, like, as far as being in a short film or a long film? Like, is there a huge difference, or is, a movie in your eyes?
No, it's pretty different, because shorts, especially if there's like because a lot of times shorts are put into festivals. So there's a time budget that it has to be done by. So things are kind of like the timeline's actually moved up a little bit. It's like more filming, longer film days. And well, I don't know, actually, that might not even, because there's pretty long film days on feature films too sometimes. It just completely depends. If there is a timeline that it has to be wrapped up and then finished with post-production by a certain date, so it can be in the festival or something.
Are the lines, like the scripts, obviously the scripts are shorter, so your time, you don't spend nearly as much time on set, right, for those?
Right, yeah, those might be like 3 or 4 full days of shooting versus like a feature film that's like, 6 months to a year.
What was that movie about, Afternoon Delight?
It was so beautiful. The director, Donna Wilberg, she wrote that about her mother, who was French, and I actually wore fashions, so it was such an honor that I got to wear her beautiful mother's fashions. And it was about a lady, and I guess I can give away the ending now because it's been out long enough.
Dun, 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 dun. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
So she's planning a big party for her husband, but people think, and she's French, so they have different cultural norms regarding
Oui, yeah.
Oui. And so they build it up so that it looks like she's having an affair, but really she's surprising her husband with a party with all of his family from France. And that's the big reveal is this cake that's looks like the Eiffel Tower, because in part of it they just show my face and I'm just like, oh, it's so big.
Yeah. Yes.
Very in the end.
What's your most memorable role? Like, what's one that you think of that you think got the most like reception or got you the most publicity or whatever? What's the one role when people think Bunny Stewart, when they listen to this, what's the one role that they should check out?
Maybe it is Afternoon Delight. That was really an honor because the place called Sacramento Film Festival is a really big deal around here. And it won me the Best Actress Award, which means a lot. And it won a lot of other awards like Best Cinematography. So as far as professional accolades, maybe that one. And then people always ask like what the big ones I've been in. And, you know, I've been in Traffic, I've been in Notorious Nick, but blink and you'll miss me, right? So it just depends on if they want to see, you know, my work or if they want to see like a film or something. Yeah.
What's the goal? Do you still have goals you want to accomplish?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to fulfill this goal in the next year, and that is being a lead in a feature film of my own, because I've always played like supporting, but yeah, that's my goal, to be a lead in a feature film in the next year.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna give you your director hat. And what is your ideal film? What would the subject matter be?
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm sorry, but
like my brain's like brain candy. I would really like to play a real tough lady role, like undercover officer, or you know, a vigilante. I love vigilante movies. Oh my gosh, you know. So any character that can just fight for righting a really big injustice.
Right. Like an underground. You could do an underground cop. You know.
I should do that.
No. I'm having you on the podcast, buddy. This has been great. Abduction of Jean. What did that film mean to you? Like, does that hold a special place as far as, you know, acclaim it got and you got for it?
Oh yeah. Well, I met Blaine Santos, and he's the director, and he's one of my really good friends now. So that was really special. And then the people that he put together for the film, working with everyone, was really special. I'm collecting different ways to die on screen. And so that was like, that was when I've been stabbed, shot, drowned, poisoned, strangled.
But hey, I saw that movie that you were in, or one of the movies that you were in, that it started with you in yoga, right? So you do yoga?
Yeah. Yoga. And so in that one I got to have my neck snapped. So that was
what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can actually, people listening can actually check that out on YouTube, right?
Oh yeah.
It's on YouTube. So it is on YouTube. It is on YouTube.
Check out Under the Palm Tree. Under the Palm Tree is recently out. They just released it at the Las Vegas Film Festival Las Vegas Film Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Under the Palm Tree, that's a pretty good one too. And I won't tell you how I die in that one because you'll have to watch it.
Yeah. I don't know if the listeners are ready for the Bunny Stewart reel on YouTube. I saw it, and you were just going off on people. You know. What's the future like, as far as, I know you said that's what you want to do, but there's a difference between wanting to do it and actually doing it. So what's there, like, what are you going to do next to get to that goal? I mean, what can you do? Is it social media now?
That's more of a support system too.
Yeah.
So I really like social media in the way it should be in every actor's toolbox, just to have an active social media presence, because you can meet a lot of people and that way and network that way. But I think if I were to really get on this goal of playing a lead in a feature film, what I would do is follow up with talking to my friend who's a director, Robert Parham, and he is an amazing director. He just released one, Snow Black, and you got to check that out. That was also through Las Vegas Film Festival. And he actually said that he has something in mind for me. So I think I need to remind him. And he said, it's going to be one of your regular roles. You're going to really be really, really gritty. And I was like, bring it on.
What's the longest shoot you've ever been on?
Longest shoot? You mean like for that
like
day?
Length, like the day, yeah.
Probably about 14 or 15 hours.
How many cups of coffee did you down? You know?
Oh my gosh, I can show you. We were losing our minds behind the scenes. I can show you. We were making these little boomerangs and stuff because it was so late. They still needed us, and we were just like in this little trailer waiting. I got real punchy. We all did.
Well, how many of y'all were in that trailer?
Oh, in that trailer. Let's see. I think that night, like 5.
Okay. You were like.
We were playing hostages for Traffic, Deon Taylor's Traffic. Deon Taylor is also like a Sacramento success story who started here in Sacramento and made it down in LA. So yeah, check out Omar Epps and Paula Patton star in that. And I'm a hostage.
Well, once this podcast gets released and people listen and they realize how awesome you are, I feel that lead role is coming really soon, Bunny.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
And where can people find you on social media?
They can find me. I make it real easy for people to find me because I know it's really hard if I'm looking for somebody else and they've got a handle that's got nothing to do with their name. So I make it real easy for people to find me. Bunny Stewart. I'm on IMDb, Bunny Stewart. Google me. Hit me up on Facebook. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram. So it's all like Bunny Stewart. Yeah.
All right.
I'll follow you back.
All right. Follow for follow. I love that. That's always good. F4F. I got it. Follow for follow. All right, Bunny. Thank you so much. Take care, okay? Happy Mardi Gras and be safe tonight, okay?
Thank you so much. You too. Take care down in Florida there. We don't want any more.
Oh yeah, it's nice and warm out here. Not trying to be all. Well, you're in California, so who am I to? You know about warm weather.
We're pretty lucky, huh?
We are.
Well,
all right.
Peace.
All right. Peace. There you go. The incomparable Bunny Stewart. Check us out on Twitter at Cynical Sensibly, Instagram Sensibly Cynical Pod, and check out our Facebook page. Also, we are on WordPress. The Sensibly Cynical mugs are available. Check out the link on our brand new link tree. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you get them. The support has been amazing lately. Thank you, and more thank yous. That's it. Take care, everybody. Bye.